my name is Melissa Daniels and I was born with strabismus. I have spent the last 4 years doing vision therapy, which is like eye exercises, and even had a surgery to get my eyes working together and straight. And it has definitely been a ton of work, but it's so worth it. Now, by popular request, I am going to share some of the most impactful exercises that I have done in vision therapy. I have learned so much, and there's been some exercises that were amazing and some that were duds. So this next few weeks, I'm going to share some of my very favorites that really helped me get to the next level. I also have a course I designed called Mastering Peripheral that can definitely help you see some of the most impactful things that really made a difference for me. And I think they can make a difference for anyone who is in vision therapy and trying to improve their depth perception. So you can get that at learn.strabismussolutions.com. Now, I of course have to do a quick disclaimer, and this is why I've had this channel for a couple years and I don't share tons of exercises. And that's because there's so many of you that want to have me be your vision teacher or whatever you want to call it and have me give you the exercises to help you fix your eye turn. And I understand it is such a struggle and you want to fix it. I was there. The reason I hesitate is because I don't think it'll work that way. I know it won't work. And so I don't want to lead people astray and then they get double vision because I'm not a doctor, right? I'm a patient. I have worked really hard and I've learned a ton, but it doesn't make me a doctor. So I definitely recommend going to a vision therapy office. If you want to do vision therapy, they will help you based on your exact diagnosis, know how you need to start, how you need to do the middle, how to finish it off, like the whole process. They will be able to guide you so you don't end up with horrible double vision like some people do, or other problems, or just not have any success at all. I tried to do it on my own for 6 months and it just doesn't work, guys, I promise. So that's my disclaimer, but I still want to share this because I've heard there's people in vision therapy and vision therapists who are watching this channel trying to figure out what they can do with strabismus patients that might help it be more effective. And so I want to share what was effective for me because I think it could benefit other people. If you want help finding a vision therapy office, I do help people do that for free. If you go to strabismussolutions.com/findvt, you just fill out this form, and depending on how many people are submitting, usually within a week, I will email you back. Make sure to check spam or just add melissa@strabismussolutions.com to your contact list, and I'll send you 2 or 3 options of vision therapy offices that would be a good pick for you in your area. I know it's hard to find one that's actually qualified, and anyway, so I want to help people with that. Okay, so with all those disclaimers behind us, let's look at one of my favorite exercises. And this is one that I did in the very beginning, and we called it LUSTER. And it is a type of dicoptic exercise. So dicoptic is a whole, like these dicoptic exercises, that's like a whole branch of vision therapy. And it's actually probably something that you've probably seen, whether you're in vision therapy or not. And it involves using like red and green glasses, red and blue glasses, dicoptic glasses, right? They're glasses where each eye is seeing something different. Through this eye, I see things as more blue, and through this eye, I see things as red. And so there's so many different cool exercises. This is one exercise that I've done with dicoptic exercises, just so you can quickly see. Through the blue, you're going to see some parts, and through the red, other parts. And so what happens is they cancel out. So you'll see decks of cards, you'll see games, there's so many exercises. There's apps galore that use these dicoptic glasses. So all of those activities, most of them require both of your eyes to be turned on at the same time. So you can't be suppressing, and they need to be perfectly aligned in order to do the exercise, which is great if you have that kind of control. It can help you solidify that control. But for me, my eyes, I don't have great control over my eyes. I have something called anomalous retinal correspondence, which means like my retinas are messed up, and the way that I take in information is just, it's really hard. Even if my eyes are perfectly straight, my brain tries to move the images apart. And I also suppressed my right eye for 30 years, and so getting my right eye working is harder. So a lot of those types of exercises like this are either extremely challenging or impossible for me, even after years of vision therapy. And they might always be impossible because of just, the way my brain was formed. And that's okay. So does that mean I can't get great depth perception? No, right? Like I can work on other aspects of my vision, and those are very central activities and like peripheral. And that's why I made the Mastering Peripheral course, because peripheral is huge, especially for people like me who are never going to have perfect vision. So this exercise that you can do with these glasses is great if you have terrible eyes, okay? Like me. And this is one of the first exercises I did where I was really able to feel my brain fusing what both eyes were seeing at the same time. And so all you do, it's so simple. You put on the glasses. I obviously have amazing ones because my mom made them for me, and I do have these on my website. They're fun. They're not any more or less effective. They just look cool. So what you do is you just put on your glasses and you look at a large piece of paper. Now, if you don't have a big piece of white paper, you could look at a door that's white, or maybe like a window with blinds that's white. You want to look at something that's as big as possible and solid white. And what's amazing is that through this eye, you're going to see everything blue, and through this eye, you're going to see everything red. And so if you cover one eye, you'll say, okay, that's blue. Okay, that's red. And then when both eyes are open, you can get something called LUSTER. And that's a mixture of the red and the blue. And it took me a really long time to start getting the hang of this, because at first I would just see out of my strong eye and it would be completely blue and maybe like a little red in the peripheral areas. And as I worked on it, I was able to start getting the mixture or the LUSTER where I could kind of see the colors mixing, and they would only mix maybe in the middle, but not on the sides. And so this exercise got my brain used to using both eyes at the same time and getting some fusion in my peripheral that wasn't central, and getting weird double vision. And, when I start getting things that are misaligned and not that are too central, my brain just turns off my right eye. And so this was a way to do an exercise where I was able to keep both eyes on without my brain freaking out. And so practice fusing, practice this. And so this is something I did in the very beginning to get both of my eyes okay with being on at the same time. Some tips that really made a difference for me. I could do it when I was really close, right? Like really close. So I would start there and then I would slowly back up. And then there was like some rocking, maybe side to side. Sometimes I would do different things with my arms. I think I got this tip, I can't remember who it was from, but a vision therapist in Canada, I think. She talked about doing things exactly the same time with my arms. Like while I'm looking, using these glasses, looking at this white paper, trying to get those colors to get a nice mixture, I'm slowly raising both arms, trying to get both sides equally working, or going up on my toes and back down, working on just coordinating both sides of my brain. Obviously, this wasn't the only exercise I was doing at the time. There's so much more to like build the foundation, but this was one of those exercises that was a turning point for me. I remember working on this really hard in the office and leaving and just feeling like when I was driving home, I just felt like my peripheral and like my depth perception, it was just huge. Like I could feel both my eyes were working. And I believe that's because I finally had this simple environment where my brain wasn't afraid to use both eyes at the same time. So this is just one of many eye exercises that I've done in vision therapy that made a huge difference. This is definitely one of the more simple ones. Most of the ones that made a huge impact were more complicated, required lots of like special tools and things like that. But this is one that I go back to when I can feel that my right eye is shutting off. I'll go back and just look at that wall with the red and blue glasses, get that luster. And anyways, give it a try. I'm curious if you have done this in vision therapy, if you've had success with it, if you've ever tried it before, if you just think it sounds too boring and you just want to play Tetris. But if you're like me, Tetris in an app with these kind of glasses is actually impossible. It's not impossible. Really, really hard and frustrating. So it's just too complicated. So anyways, give it a try. Let me know if you are not in vision therapy yet. Join the party. Go to strabismussolutions.com/findvt. and you can join me and like thousands of others, adults with strabismus, who are learning to use their eyes together in vision therapy. I will see you in the next video.